Hey, coming up right now, a New Jersey man takes cyberbullying to another level.
Also coming up, a tattoo addict who cut off his fingers is now offering fans an opportunity to follow in his footsteps. All right.
A little bit later on, the world's tallest model has her OnlyFans content stolen. And this former Olympian says she knows who did it.
Daily Flash starts right now.
Get ready for trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash with your host, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. The fun starts right now. This is Daily Flash.
Hi, everyone. I'm Andrea Jackson.
I am Mitch English, welcoming you to Daily Flash. So happy to have you along here. We got an hour packed with trending news and entertainment. Matt Doolittle also joining us, which I'm surprised he's here and not at the theme parks for today. What are you doing here?
Big announcements.
Yeah,
okay.
announcements.
We love our friends at Epcot. We've hung out there a lot. So, the Food and Wine Festival is always a huge hootenanny of a shindig.
Huge hit,
Well,
yeah.
they just announced the bands in there. So here's some of the highlights. Sugar Ray, Hoobastank, Sheila E., Joey Fatone and Friends, and Switchfoot are some of the headliners, and Hanson are going to be out there starting August 30th.
I think it's the 90s.
Yes.
90s call.
The 90s.
And it's the
Call it.
best. Like, I want to go see Ryan Cabrera and Joey Fatone out there.
Joey Fatone doing those Dunkin' Donut commercials now. Have you seen him in the back there?
right, yeah.
And he's, I don't know what Hoobastank's doing, but I just like saying Hoobastank. I love it.
I mean, 98 degrees will be there the last day. In November, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Will it be 98 degrees?
It'll be here in November, so yeah.
All right.
Okay,
Well,
very
we'll check
good.
that out.
So there is a new kind of work trend happening, and that is that employers are demanding that workers come back into the office.
Yeah.
We've been talking a little bit about this, but now it's getting a lot more serious. Patagonia, which is the big outdoor company, saying either you are back within 30 days in the office or consider yourself done.
And this would be, I guess, the corporate offices.
Yeah, corporate
right?
offices, and they've got several locations throughout the U.S. But they're saying, look, we're done with the COVID stuff. You must come back to work and be in the office.
I love that an outdoor store is wanting you to come indoors. Isn't that funny?
No, right?
If that tells you that, hey, they're serious about it.
But
I agree with them. I think
do
so.
too. I mean, but Patagonia's not the only company. I mean, several of them across the U.S. are saying this is the relocation ultimatum. It is time. So, and a lot of people are fighting back, saying, I don't want to come back into the office.
And you know what? They should be able to do that.
Yeah.
Again, it was to teach us. First off, we never thought anybody could do a TV show from your house, and we've seen that. Everything's changed. Everything made it easy to be able to do that, and then telecommuting and that sort of thing with our Zoom and so on. It seems like it makes more sense, but they're paying rent on buildings,
Yes.
and that's
So-
what I think a lot of it has. And productivity.
My wife works for a pretty big corporate company that's global, actually, and she was like, hey, come have lunch with me the other day. I said, okay. So I went out there, and this giant building, everybody knows it.
I live right
it's
next
an
to it,
Orlando
yeah.
icon.
Yep.
Nobody's in there. And
Isn't
I'm
it
like,
weird?
what are they
So
paying for rent?
weird.
Like, I went and parked in the parking garage. No cars in there. It's like, it's very weird.
That place has a restaurant inside. Or
Yeah,
used
it's
to.
really good
Is it
restaurant.
still
No, it's still there.
Okay.
It's very
To
good.
tell you how big it
Yeah,
is.
it's interesting too because you don't think about the trickle down effect that it has. Like, a couple of the smaller restaurants do big catering for companies
Oh,
and
yeah.
corporate events. Well, if you're no longer having corporate events within the office, they're losing business because they can no longer cater your business luncheon, right?
Yeah.
Or they're depending on, business lunch, the business lunch crowd coming into their restaurant, as opposed to people who are working from home. They're eating at home.
And you'll find, again, people saying, your productivity is better when you work on your own pace and that sort of thing. And then you also have people, no, we need you in the office because of, a resolution of problems. And that sort of
Exactly.
thing. So
I think it's a pendulum, right? It
think you're
swings one way and then it kind of finds itself in the middle again.
we go now to online gaming. A dispute there made its way to the real world when a New Jersey man flew to Florida to attack another player with a hammer in real life.
Okay.
The 20-year-old suspect flew from New Jersey to Florida after telling his mom, I'm going to go visit a friend he met online. The suspect then went to the victim's home, confronted him with a hammer. The two struggled as the victim called for help. Following the attack, 20-year-old Edward Kang arrested and charged with attempted second-degree murder and armed burglary. I'm telling you, this is where trolls, they get online and they go after people and they feel safe. behind the computer
Yep.
until something like this happens. And I'm not saying this will always happen, that sort of thing, but you know what? You push somebody far enough or push the wrong person, that will happen.
Is that a result of like gamers being able to talk to one another while they're gaming, and they create this persona, and then they create this animosity between one another?
100%. And I mean, some things that I've heard, on gaming, I mean, they're just brutal.
Yeah.
And it gets people upset.
That's a proper psychopath, though, to get that angry.
Completely.
Buy the ticket, go to the airport, bring Hammer with thee, then fly on that, like the 3 hours it took to get from there to Florida, probably.
Yeah.
And then to still want to make with the hammer.
Yeah.
You got a problem.
And out of all that, I'm like, how do you get Hammer on the airplane?
Well, that's
what I would
Did he get it from the rental car and he bought it on the way too?
Which makes it even worse. I mean, gotta stop, pick up
hope
a
I
I
Hammer.
need to stop at Home Depot real quick.
There was a lot of premeditation that went
think
into
Just
so.
walking around going like, this feels like a good way.
Get out in the real world, folks.
Yeah, step away from the TV screen
Touch
and
grass.
and the gaming control system. If you're squeamish, you might want to look away from your screen right now. A man in France says he's using his body as a canvas as he removes certain body parts. His goal is to look like an alien from outer space.
Yeah, done.
He has removed certain parts, ears,
his ear.
fingertips. He's even tattooed his eyes to look more otherworldly. He's also sliced his tongue to look more like a snake. Fans of this kind of body modification have been offered the opportunity to join him in his journey through the Black Alien Tattoo Program. In the course, fans will be able to learn about health, safety, and hygiene when it comes to these extreme makeovers.
And I'll probably get a lot of heat for this, but the only thing I'd say to the guy is like, who hurt you? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Show us on the doll where,
yeah.
you know.
I see that, and they say tattooing is very addictive. Number one, but sometimes you see extremes. There's got to be some kind of level of like, your body. I guess they look at it as a canvas, and that's what they do. But I mean, you're not you'll never date my daughter. First off, or it's going to be hard for you in life afterwards to be able to do that. And there has to be some kind of, all right, I'm going to stop here, and a lot of times that doesn't happen.
But they don't, and then you have to wonder too. I always think about these people like, what happens when you turn 60 or 70?
Yeah.
That the whole fascination of that wears off, and you just look like an 80-year-old with wrinkly tattoos
And a split tongue.
And a split
it's,
tongue.
Yeah, it's got to be hard. We go from that to the world's tallest model, who claims that she's lost out on about $500,000 after her OnlyFans content was stolen. She's a former Olympian with record long legs, gone to court to unmask the thieves who stole her X-rated post. She claims the clip was stolen, would have brought in about $500,000 of online revenue. She told the court the theft has created major financial hardship. And now I'll just leave it. And now it's asking a judge to reveal the identities of the people behind the theft. Now, she believes that the thieves might be working for a rival model agency, and she told the court that they are using some content to drive traffic to their own websites. So if they say they have it and they're like, hey, we want it back, and it's one of those situations where I think of Kim Kardashian, I guess, with the tape getting out. Is this part of that? Like, will this person get more notoriety because there's this tape out there now? Yeah,
and is she doing this specifically to draw more attention to herself? Yes, I think there's a strong possibility.
Even though you're the tallest model in the room, and if you need more of that, I guess so. But imagine. She says $500,000. How can you quantify that? But I guess she can somehow. All right. We go from that model to a hand model, and a winner has been announced from a unique pizza job from Domino's. Down under in Queensland, a school teacher, Matt Strain, was chosen to be their new hand model following a nationwide search.
Okay.
Domino's Pizza said that they were looking for someone who could lift 4 pizzas of slices in one hand. After hundreds of applicants, the 39-year-old was chosen as a new pizza hand model. Gig pays $66 an hour.
Wow.
He said the hand modeling is not difficult. It's the standing and waiting around on the set that gets to be tiring. Strain's actually going to be featured in Domino's new ad campaign there, featuring their latest menu items. You can get Vegemite, I guess, on a pizza down under.
Can you really?
I would imagine.
Yeah, you'd have to.
You have it.
Domino's and Heineken. That was the college
really?
choice.
That was your thing?
Yeah.
All right. Working for Domino's, I probably delivered that,
You
but not the
probably
Heineken.
did, yeah.
I'm always fascinated by those people, especially when you see them like their hand models there, or like QVC, or like those people. They always have the most finely coiffed nail. I bite my nails, so I know.
Didn't George Costanza
Yes.
get hired as a
and
hand model?
And he picked up an iron because it was the puffy shirt.
Puffy pirate
episode.
shirt, right?
But I think beyond that, it was David Duchovny in Zoolander. Remember, he was the hand model, and he had his hands in that
gloves,
glass, and it glowed up and everything. He was a hand model, and he couldn't mess with his hands. Yeah, and I look too, and I look at my hands, and I'm going to go, I pick at mine. I got this.
I got scars over here and this and that. I got a piece of a
to wear
pencil lead.
gloves and all of that in order to preserve your hands.
Just for hands.
Yeah.
I think so. I mean, I got stabbed in 2nd grade, so I still have a piece of pencil lead over here.
Don't you think AI would change all of that?
It seems like it would.
There wouldn't be a need for an actual hand model anymore, right?
We'll have more coming up. Hamburger Helper helps your hamburger helper make a great meal.
And right after this.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. Trending stories right now. When planning a trip, you can't guarantee your flight won't be delayed, your bag won't disappear, or you won't have a nightmare neighbor next to you, but you can try and make the best of it by choosing an airline you trust. Qatar Airways consistently places high on a number of global airline rankings. Now, after surrendering the top prize to Air New Zealand back in 2023, it has once again been named the world's best airline. The annual Airline Excellence Awards rate carriers using 12 criteria that include safety, the age of the fleet, serious incidents, innovation, plane design, and passenger reviews. Qatar Airways was #1 in many of those key areas, and the passenger reviews scored the airline ahead of all the others for consistency and service. I think that is the key when it comes to consumers lately, consistency. If I go to your airline, if I go to your restaurant, if I go to your grocery store, is it consistent?
And you talk about airlines too. You think about, because your flights, you're going to be on different planes every single time. You're not going to do that. I think a lot of it too, and we were discussing, just even as the flight attendants show, they're dressed nice and classy. I mean, I think that kind of sets the stage somewhat.
It makes a difference.
I think it really does. And like if I see somebody, like I'm like, all right, I need to, this is a classy place. I'm going to act classy. I mean,
it might be on a better behavior.
Better behavior. I think it has something to do with it. But in an age where too customer service and satisfaction, it seems like sometimes airlines like, well, we'll get you there, don't you worry. We'll determine if you're going to get there, and you're just left alone in a city sometimes because the flights are canceled and so on and so forth.
I think you get what you pay for sometimes.
And that's another good point. Exactly. Gen Z at it again, bringing back a dead millennial trend. The younger generation is gravitating towards golden goose shoes that are designed to look all scuffed up and dirty.
Okay.
Fashion retailer Coggles explained that the signature pre-scuffed style has been done to demonstrate an attitude of I don't care, rather than just looking sloppy. While the dirty looking shoes had their moment with millennials, they're starting to gain traction with Gen Z. Last summer, took off this year. Golden Goose shoes, get this, they start off at $565 to reach up to $2,300. Most parents, no, they're not thrilled when they find out that their kids are spending this much money on dirty-looking sneakers. And I think even Nike just came out with one that it looks like you stepped in mud. Like it's literally painted on the bottom of it and all scuffed up and looks like a old school bus, like a dirty, rusted school bus. And they're selling them like crazy.
Of course they are.
It is something different. And to me, I kind of like that trend, but I'm not paying $500 for shoes.
Well, that's my next question. I get that you can save your money and buy whatever you want. I think that's great. I encourage that. But what millennial, what Gen Zer has $600 to drop on a pair of Golden Goose shoes?
You're right, and that's a lot. Yeah, the Golden Goose is.
Where are you getting $2,300 to buy a pair of those shoes?
And also we're seeing a lot where they're not buying homes either. There's like everything's kind of temporary.
Yeah.
So it's called a trend for a reason. So maybe this will go away.
This is true. A man's attempt to get the name of a popular soda brand tattooed on his arm backfired after it spelled a word with far less sugar involved. According to a Reddit post, the unnamed body art recipient wanted the word Sprite tattooed on his arm, only for the artist to accidentally ink Spite on an illustration of a soda can. I love my Spite can, he says, whose catastrophe had forum users in hysterics. The original poster also encouraged readers to share other garbage tats they love, prompting a flurry of responses.
No regrets is what I always think of. Remember that? To me, though, that's almost ironic.
Yeah.
Somewhat. It seems like it's cooler that it says spite on it.
Than it says
otherwise,
Sprite, yeah.
didn't look all that great of a tattoo. But we keep talking about tattoos, and they're not cheap. Number one. But
No.
if you love Sprite that much.
Yeah, and he apparently he signed off on the design, so I don't know whether there was a misfire
true.
between the design and the guy just forgot about it when gal was doing it, or
Yeah.
if it was truly
I
on
think
him.
I think he wanted it to say spite, and then like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to admit it.
Oh God, look at that tattoo! What a mistake. Okay.
All right, it's the latest workaround. So move over quiet quitting. Millennials have devised a new way of playing hooky at the workplace, and it's called quiet vacationing. 30-something office workers are taking time off under the pretense that they plan working remotely. And according to a recent Harris poll, millennial workers said that they took time off without informing their bosses. And according to research, nearly half of the surveyed responses, including 61% of millennials and 58% of Gen Zers, say that they actually felt anxious about asking for personal time off. I can understand that. I don't think it would ever go over because you really did not go on a vacation unless you take 10,000 pictures and show everybody how great your life is while you're on vacation, too.
And we've all worked with those people who've called out sick only to post the fact that they're on a plane headed to Europe somewhere.
Absolutely.
The vacation blues.
You can't anymore.
Started early.
I'm up in the air with like, okay, I get it. If you can effectively do your job on a computer.
Sure.
But the thing is, when you're on a vacation, you're not given 100%. And I think that's what it comes down to. Bosses need to learn more about objective management, which is, all right, this is the project. This is when and what needs to be done. And these are some of the variables that I need you to stay within. Otherwise, go at it. And it allows a lot of freedom for the employee or whoever to be able to accomplish those goals.
Yeah, and I'm guessing that these employees have the freedom to work from home, so they don't necessarily have to report to a boss, because I'd find it hard just to disappear for 3 weeks and do your job from home when you're, out touring Europe and, Italy and whatnot. And also, can we get the job done in less time? 4 to 6 hours? I feel like there's this mandatory 8-hour workday,
which
seems completely
archaic.
Archaic, thank you,
And
yes.
I agree with you. And again, it goes back to that, look, this is what I need done, and these are the variables that I want. And, I think you're going to have a happier employee as well. And in return, the employer will feel better about it, just as so long as, you can't feel jealous for somebody to do it. It's like, I figured out how to do my job this way effectively. It's all about being effective, I guess, right? And we'll be most effectively when we come out. Matt's going to give us the Is It True about mosquitoes.
Ooh.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. I am Matt Doolittle, and welcome to Is It True This Week. Now, I'm going to start out by asking you guys, so there's a rumor out there, is it true there are no mosquitoes at Walt Disney World? There's been a long-standing rumor that the Walt Disney Company somehow can control the mosquito population. Many headlines were circulated in the early 2020s, such as, why are there no mosquitoes at Walt Disney World? Another person said that mosquitoes are banned from Disney. You won't see any while you're there. So wait, hang on, guys. I got an expert on this too. I got an expert. I'm calling in on this. Hang on just a second, because this person used to take me there all the time. So let me make sure.
All right. So Matt is getting an expert on the line here, and we're finding it.
Hey, Mom.
Mom.
Yeah. Hey, you're on the show. So you used to take me to Disney like all the time, right?
Yeah.
There's a rumor out there that there's no mosquitoes there. What do you say?
I beg to differ. I've got the bites, and I can prove it.
All right.
All right. So you say it's true they have mosquitoes out there.
Oh, they have more than they need.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Mom. Call you later. Love you. Bye.
All right. All right. So
But-
Mama
but-
Doolittle says no.
So overall, what do you guys think?
I say they do something to control it. I
I'm
think
with
there's
you
some
on
kind
that
of
one.
speaker, because I've heard of like a noise that emits. I've heard that rumor, and they have them for backyard. So I say, they do something. to
I'm
control
with
it.
Mitch on this one.
So overall, it is false. There are mosquitoes at Disney, but they do use a mix of pesticides and natural ways to get rid of them, such as you'll see bat houses all over the park area, and they try to get rid of the standing water as quick as they can. They have over 86 miles of canals, service roads, fire break areas, power lines, all that stuff that they have to take care of.
Okay.
That is a good point. It seems like they should develop a character, though, that is a mosquito. And then they can go,
Had a-
Look, there's little Timmy. I can't kill him.
So it is false, but they do control their pests out there.
All right,
and
so
one,
yes and no.
one more, is it true? So Will Smith has had an interesting roller coaster of a career and personal life lately.
Yes.
But are the rumors that he will be playing the beloved Mrs. Doubtfire, which of course was made famous by the late great Robin Williams. Don't forget, he also replaced him in the Aladdin reboot.
Oh, that's right.
So what do you guys think?
Well,
Is it
I
true or
say
false?
just based off that, I can't, especially with what's been going on. I say no. There's no way that he's going to take that's iconic role.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, Robin Williams added so much to it. I can't see anybody taking over.
Yeah, I'm going to say thumbs
False?
down on that
Thumbs
one.
down. Yeah.
That is indeed false.
Okay.
Mrs. Doubtfire is safe for now.
Now.
For now.
For now.
You know, and speaking of Aladdin, wasn't there a big thing with Robin Williams that he made up so much of his lines that they had to go back and kind of make him a writer, contributing to that. So.
And isn't he the one that actually kind of was able to foretell AI, and he's got a specific stipulation that his likeness and voice cannot be
Look at
used in
that. Yep.
future projects?
Good for him.
The only thing they were allowed to use it on was the 100-year Disney special, where they got special approval from his family to use a direct quote voice from one clip of that scene.
Interesting. Well, see, Matt knows all about the Disney. Anything Disney he knows about.
He's our
that.
expert.
All right, and work on the mosquito.
I'll get on that.
I think because that could be.
Your
they could
mom
make a
was
lot of money.
fantastic, by the way.
Don't prep the
She
ego
needs
on
to
that.
be a, she might need to be a contributor here on the show.
We don't
All
have
of our is it trues.
we don't have a dump button, so it's going to be.
All right. Thank you there, Maddie. Check this out. A 90-year-old holder of the Guinness World Record for the oldest truck driver said the word retire not in his vocabulary. His name's Doyle Archer, and he's worked for a company for 20 years. He's certified as the world's oldest truck driver at the age of 90 years old. Archer has been driving trucks for more than 60 years, racking up approximately 5.5 million miles behind the wheel. Archer has told the Guinness World Records that as long as he has good health and it holds up, he's going to keep on driving. The great-grandfather of 26 said he's going to have to haul in a semi-truck, taking them all across the country and actually sorts all kinds of different cargo as well. And have at it, man. I love hearing that. And you know, that might be what keeps him active is just the cognitive of driving. But I know that's such a big thing when you get older, but giving up that license.
A lot of people talk about how retirement isn't all it's cracked up to be, because all of a sudden you've gone from working a job your entire life and filling your days with going to work and working with other people to nothing.
Right.
And there's a mental thing that plays with it.
I
that
think
a lot
what
of
we need to
folks-
do is exactly what you said,
Yeah.
is that, okay, you got the money to take care of, but what are you going to do with that money during that time besides sit at home and watch TV all day? That's
Right.
where a lot of it goes away, all that cognitive use.
And I think that, you know, there's only so much golf you can play in a day. There's only so many, mahjong groups
True.
you can join. So I think having a place to go and having a purpose outside of enjoying your free time is essential, you know, as you grow older.
Complaining, though, still very active. You're allowed to do that as much as you
Yes,
want.
especially about your lawn.
Your lawn.
That is a priority.
You've worked all of this to be able to complain. So just be happy about that too. I'm certain this guy is really happy because he's doing what he loves to do and gets to see the world. 5.5 million miles. That is nothing just to put the brakes on.
What do you think his CB handle is?
Ooh, good call.
Yeah.
I would say old timer. I'd say old timer.
Old-timer.
You
I would
got
like
the
that.
old timer. Come
Old-timer.
on. Tell you what, good buddy, you stick around. We'll have more Daily Flash.
Stick around, everybody. We'll have more.
10-4, good buddy.
You shake the trees, we'll rake the leaves, good buddy.
Oh, I like it. We're back right after this.
This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash.
September.
Hi, everyone. I'm Andrea Jackson.
I am Mitch English, welcoming you to Daily Flash. For some reason, we got on talking about the Penguin that's
With
coming out.
Colin Farrell looks so good.
Coming out in September. Okay, so our folks at Wells Fargo, they go, you know what? These people at Chipotle, they keep on talking about portion control. And like, if you go to one Chipotle, it's going to be the same thing as the other. So they go at Wells Fargo, an analyst says, you know what we're going to do? We're going to figure this out. So they order 75 bowls of the exact same thing in New York City. Went to 8 different restaurants.
Okay.
Ordered the exact same thing.
By this.
And came out that there is nothing when it comes to portion control. The lightest bowl they found was 47% lighter than the heaviest, which you're talking about half. So again, you have people making it right there in front of you. So they're just throwing it in. And while the folks at Chipotle said, no, it's even no matter what, they went and proved it. Now, I bring this story up because wasn't it Wells Fargo that just fired a bunch of people because they weren't doing their job?
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
And this analyst comes out and says, well, I'm going to do my job and I'm going to go and buy a bunch of Chipotle.
How does this fit into the Wells Fargo business plan?
He's an analyst, and everybody was talking about it, I guess, at work. That's all I really have from it. But I guess challenging, maybe because they might have some money invested in Chipotle and kind of want to do some research on their own.
For the stock prices and everything. But don't you give that guy that side eye when you go, really? That's all you're going to do with the chicken there? Or at Subway now?
Yes.
Subway, they put it on a scale. And you're like, no.
I'm sorry, but I think they should. I do, honestly. Like, and Chipotle, the same thing. Like, is there a secret menu at Chipotle to say, I want half of what you're giving me? Because it's ridiculous.
It is. It's way too much.
I mean, and half the time, the burrito doesn't even make it into the tin foil because it's spilling out, and then they have to wrap it with 3 additional tortillas. I just don't get it. Like, are you serious? Are you kidding me?
And you get that when you have different artists, if they tell them that, making their stuff.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Now we know.
An online gaming dispute made its way to the real world when a New Jersey man flew to Florida to attack another player with a hammer. The 20-year-old suspect flew from New Jersey to Florida after telling his mother that he was going to visit a friend that he met online. Well, the suspect then went to the victim's home, confronted him with a hammer. The two struggled as the victim called for help. Following the attack, 20-year-old Edward Kang was arrested and charged with attempted second-degree murder and armed burglary.
Wow. Yeah, you really must really want to get that person. And I guess how would you find it?
That's a good question.
That's another thing.
Right.
Yeah.
How do you track that person down?
He was foolish if the guy just gave him his address or told him where. Yeah, it's foolish. Imagine an IP. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't have those details.
Well, you know, in this day and age, everybody's on social media, and we put all of our personal details out there. So I'm sure it didn't take much for him to figure out where the guy lived.
And a hammer. What game do you think they were playing that a hammer would?
Oh, that's a Fortnite fight right there. That's a scream. I mean, he already looks like Butthead on there. So I mean, he's ready to go and fight whatever. I wouldn't trust that guy at all. He's just got the dead eyes going on.
Medieval armor or something.
I would have rather he showed up with like a sword and like a whole like
on
armor
a horse
thing.
maybe.
Yeah, ready to challenge to a duel, slapped him with a glove or something rather than a hammer.
I like the character idea.
Stay in character the whole way. All right. Little squeamish, are you? Well, you might want to look away from your screen right now. There's this dude over in France. Not sure if he has anything to do with the Olympics, but he's using his body as a canvas as he removes certain body parts. His goal is to look like an alien from outer space. He's removed his fingertips, he's clipped his ears, he's tattooed his eyes to make him look a little bit more otherworldly. He's also sliced his tongue so he can look like a sneaky snake. Fans of this kind of body modification have been offered the opportunity to join him in his journey through the Black Alien Tattoo Program. Now, in the course, fans will be able to learn about health, safety, hygiene when it comes to those extreme makeovers and realizing, this stuff doesn't come off. It's there to stay.
I know he's got like some sort of reptilian thing underneath one of his arms there, looking at the
I've seen that before. And then they'll also put the
knobs or the nubs in the forehead. But I don't understand what the point of chopping off your fingers is
fingernail, or I guess because aliens wouldn't have them, or.
But he's like missing 2 whole fingers on his one hand. It looked like.
And the no ear. These were made for a reason, so you could hear when you get rid of them.
Yeah.
Maybe people are telling you need to stop. Stop with the tattoos. Welcome back to Daily Flash. Mitch English here. It's time to get on the scene with Doreen. This week, Doreen is chatting it up with Season 4 American Idol finalist, Tony-nominated Broadway star, and a guy who just has a really cool name, Constantine Maroulis.
This week on The Sea with Doreen, I got to catch up with American Idol finalist Konstantin Maroulis, who turned Broadway superstar. Check it out.
Just a small town girl living in a lonely world. She took the midnight train going anywhere.
I want to talk a little bit about your start because you've done so much. You made the reality TV leap, obviously with American Idol.
It was madness back then, right? It was like the whole world.
It was the height of American Idol.
It was wild. It was wild. I didn't really know the show. I mean, you had heard of American Idol. They had only had 3 seasons. When we were in the heart of the season, whoa! I mean, you could feel the earth shake. When 30 million people are glued into something live, like you feel. It's very intense.
You know, and I've always said the reality TV manipulates reality to the point where nothing is real. And I know that you've been vocal in the past about the creative choices the producers made during your season and even including your elimination.
You want to make the best show.
Absolutely. It's a product.
Me going home early was a great TV moment. And there was no world where anyone was gonna beat Carrie Underwood. So it all ended up how it was supposed to end up.
I've heard you do so many things and just, wow, it's like that role was created for you. I know it wasn't, but it should have been.
That's very, very sweet of you. Thank you. That production of Jekyll and Hyde, we wanted to reimagine it. So we kind of did rock it out a little bit more and brought a little bit more of danger and, sexy rock and roll energy to it. That was a lot of fun for sure.
Sexy rock and roll energy. I think that sums you up. I think if you ever had to put something on a business card, I think that should be what you put on there. Did you feel when you went from that American Idol crowd to cross over to Broadway, did you ever feel that community, the theater community, did a little bit of a pushback on you? Because
I wasn't like, boom, I'm on Broadway stunt cast in like a lead, like the Phantom. I was trying to earn my way up there. And then, when it was time to do Rock of Ages, I loved this idea. I remember my first meeting, they played me a mixtape. I kind of love this. I grew up in the MTV era. Like the videos were a story, these songs were a story. This totally works. We dominated, and it became this global, worldwide brand, and it's been wonderful. It's been wonderful.
Keep doing it. Keep bringing the gift, my friend. You, like I said, you're performing right now. Anyone in the New York City area through August 1st, Cutting Room, New York City, Broadway sings Queen. Perfect for you. Hello.
I love it. And I got a bunch of dates in the on the East Coast and Northeast. If you go to the website, constantmaroulis.com, and I hope to see you at a show real soon. And yes, absolutely, we'll be back. And thank you for this awesome time. I love the show.
It was so much fun catching up with Konstantin Maroulis. He has so much more left in him to give, and I can't wait to see what he's got next. And if you want to hear the full interview, visit right here. And until next week, I'm Doreen Taylor with The Scene with Doreen here at the Daily Flash. Catch you next time.
All right, well, effective June 1st of this year, households will no longer receive an affordable connectivity program discount. But knowing how crucial internet access is for work, school, and healthcare, some providers offer low-cost internet plans for those qualified households.
Come on, guys, hurry up. Come on. I am here with Total by Verizon as soccer's biggest event of the summer is here, and fans all across North and South America are coming together to cheer their favorite teams and players as they play in the U.S. Ticket prices have soared, with soccer fever reaching so many, leaving millions of fans outside the action. So, Total by Verizon wants to help fans stay connected to the game, whether inside or outside of the stadiums, and is kicking off Text to Sign. Total by Verizon is using a classic form of football fandom, signs, to give a voice to fans across the world who may not be able to attend the legendary matches in person this summer. Alongside myself is none other than Dude with Sign, the sign expert who is using his craft to raise the voices of fans across the country. Fans are able to text the messages they want to share on the sidelines to their favorite football players or teams at 1-855-504-SIGN and have the chance for their message to be displayed in the stadium by me, Total Sign Guy, at 5 games this summer, representing all fans who can't attend in person. Select messages will be featured on each sign in places where broadcast viewers can see them and fans can feel their voices are represented. Total by Verizon, a fast-growing, prepaid, no-contract wireless provider from Verizon. And look, they know its customers are some of the most passionate and opinionated football fans in the world. And they want to reward that. For more on how Total by Verizon is helping fuel Latino fan love of soccer, visit Total by Verizon on Instagram.
It is time to get ready for some summer fun in the sun by taking precautions for when it gets too hot. Joining us today is an author and nutritionist who has some great tips from Pedialyte for proper hydration. Please welcome registered dietitian Pam Nisevich-Bede to Daily Flash. Hi, how are you, Pam?
I'm great. Good morning.
So why is hydration so important, and what are the signs of dehydration?
Right. So as a sports dietitian, a mom to 3 active kids, a runner myself, I can tell you that optimal hydration is really important, especially as we're tackling a lot of heat and we're out in the sun. And here's why. 60 to 70% of our bodies are made up of water. And losing as little as 2% of this body weight due to dehydration can make us feel tired, dizzy, fatigued. But with the right amount of fluids and electrolytes, we can tackle this and feel better.
So what are
So how do we do this? How do we beat the heat?
Absolutely. What are some great ways you can advise us to do that?
Sure. So I think through the before, the during, and after. So pre-hydrate. Start your day off with enough fluids on board. Add in those electrolytes with a science-backed electrolyte drink like a Pedialyte. It's got the right amount of sodium, potassium, chloride you need to replace what you're going to be losing in sweat as you're out and about. Electrolytes are special minerals, and they really help our bodies function optimally. And then think through how you're going to add in fluids, whether it's actual fluids, fruits and vegetables, or a Pedialyte freezer pop to help you rehydrate and replenish what you're losing.
I love the idea of those freezer pops. Pam, where can we go for more information?
You can visit Pedialyte.com for more information. You can find Pedialyte in the baby and pharmacy aisle or at Amazon.com.
Excellent. Thanks so much. For more information, we'll be sure to have this on our website, dailyflashshow.com.
Well, it looks like summer's upon us, and it's the perfect time to soak up the sun, embrace new adventures, and create lasting memories. Lifestyle expert Megan B. Murphy joins us with the ultimate summer fun guide.
Hi, I'm lifestyle expert Megan Murphy here with your ultimate summer guide, starting with streamsafely.com. I've got 3 kids. They're going to be on devices, and I want to make sure they are streaming safely. Go to streamsafely.com for your ultimate parental checklist to make sure you can watch without worry. I like to host a lot, and the worst thing you can do is run out of burger buns with a house full of company. So go to shipped.com, SHIP.com. It's going to be your delivery sidekick. For $99 a year, you get that membership. Then anything $35 or more is free same-day delivery. Shipped.com. You need stylish storage for all of that outdoor gear? Go to Keter, KETER.com. I found the best looking deck box ever, made of resin, won't rot, won't rust or discolor, all at Keter.com, the ultimate in stylish storage.
Summer travel season's here. Preparing your travels is important, whether flying or driving to your destination. Travel expert Laura Begley Bloom joins us today with some essential tools for your summer adventures.
1. Let's start with road trips. If you're driving to your summer vacation destination, you need to make sure your car is going to get you there safely. Start with a good vehicle inspection. Get an oil change, check your tire pressure, switch out those windshield wipers, fill the brake fluid, and check the brake pads. You don't want to lose those brakes on a long, winding mountain road. Remember, brakes that squeak, grind, or pull indicate that at least one component needs replacing. I recommend Napa Silent Guard brake pads. They are designed to be quieter and wear better over time. The technology also guarantees smooth braking and noise dampening that lasts, plus a limited lifetime warranty backs it up. For more information, visit Napa online or your local Napa Auto Care location or parts store. One of my favorite travel tips is to print out your travel itineraries and tickets. I travel all over the world for my job, and I always do this because you never know when you will be somewhere without Wi-Fi. And what happens if your phone isn't working? I'm always prepared with a print backup. That's why I'm really excited about the HP All-In plan. It includes a brand new printer, ink delivered so you never run out, and dedicated 24/7 customer service starting at just $6.99 a month. Another great thing is that when I return from my trip, I can seamlessly print any photos too. Instant keepsakes. Now let's return to road trips. Inflation has increased auto insurance by more than 20% over the last year, so you need the right auto insurance for your travels and the long term at a reasonable price. The place to go is Experian. Most people think this is where you only get your credit score. They have launched the Experian Insurance Marketplace, which can help you potentially save money on auto insurance. They have taken the hassle out of the process and on average save consumers more than $800 annually by presenting potentially better rates from over 40 top providers in minutes. And a note that results can vary and some people may not see savings, but this is a great place to start if you want to save money on your car insurance. For more info, go to napaonline.com, hp.com, and experian.com/insurance.
KSA Entertainment is proud to produce and provide a robust collection of entertaining, uplifting, and timely content to broadcast, cable, and streaming platforms in the U.S., Canada, and Puerto Rico. KSA Entertainment. On point, on air. This is Tim. Tim is all about time, and if you've ever had a chance to look into Tim's cold, dead eyes, you'll see that it's time for you to follow us on social media. Sure, there's 10,000 social sites out there, and we don't have the time to name them all. Seriously, just ask Tim. So take the time to look for Daily Flash TV on your favorite social sites, and start following us. That's all the time, Tim. Goodbye.
It's kind of freaky. That dude freaks us out.
A little
He
bit,
freaks us
yeah.
out just a little bit. Hey, welcome back to the big show. And we wrap up the show here. I got to say a big thank you and hello to our friends in Panama City, Florida, and especially at our affiliate WMBB TV there. Past month, I was able to do the weather from up there with Chris Marchand and Kelsey Peck and Jared Sellers, who was helping me out. He was he kind of showed me the weather computers and that sort of thing. It's all new. And so, you know, I've done weather prior to that. For a good 20 years. And the number one thing they teach you, the first thing, day one when you walk in, it's your outfits. And just like every day, what you have on and what I have on, this is fine here. I totally forgot about it. I go into work, I go in to start doing the weather, and I realize I have a green tie on. I go,
You
I
forgot.
forgot. It didn't even cross my mind. And I'd been there like several days, and I go, I can't wear this. And I'm like, oh my, and the show's about to start. I'm freaking out. I was like, well, I can do it from the Weather Center. Anyway, Ethan, I called him the intrepid reporter. He's like, no, I got you, Mitch. And they went, he gave me a new tie and everything I was able to wear. But it was one of those rookie mistakes. I was like, these guys probably think I'm just an idiot. But it's just one of those things I didn't even think about.
And for viewers at home, most the meteorologists, the weather forecasters will stand in front of what looks like a green screen so that the maps can look like they're right behind them. So if you are standing in front of the green screen, you can't wear anything green, otherwise it disappears.
So, and thank you for explaining that, because even I say green screen, everybody knows, I think everybody knows what I mean. I even think like, well, I just don't do that. And I felt like the biggest idiot. Anyway, everybody there at that station was completely just so professional. Again, WMBB and Panama City, we're on the show. Daily Flash is, of course, on Panama City CW there as well.
Some of the best beaches I've ever been to in the Panhandle of Florida.
WMBB TV, world's most beautiful beaches. That's what WMBB stands for. Isn't that
so
great?
True.
Yeah,
Very
it
true.
was so nice being there.
I bet it was.
So nice to have you along as well. Y'all take care. We'll see.
Everybody.
We'll look at you. Bye-bye.